Think about those rainy days when water starts pooling in your basement or when you notice the sump pump kicking on more often after a heavy storm. Most of the time, everything drains the way it should and you don't think about it again. But in older neighborhoods or during unusually wet seasons, municipal sewer systems can get overwhelmed. When that happens, water has nowhere to go but back up through your drains. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, you're dealing with standing water in a laundry room or bathroom, soaked carpets, damaged walls, and a cleanup that needs to happen quickly to prevent mold. Under a standard homeowner's policy, water that backs up through sewers or drains usually isn't covered. Those systems are outside your direct control and insurers separate that risk. That means the cleanup, damaged items, and repairs can all come straight out of pocket. A water backup endorsement changes that. It extends coverage specifically for these events, typically up to a selected limit like $10,000 or more. Picture a heavy rain hitting a suburb built in the 70s. The sewer system can't keep up, and your basement takes on a foot of water, ruining a washer and dryer you bought last year. Without the endorsement, that's thousands in repairs. With it, you file a claim, an adjuster addresses the damage, and the costs are covered minus your deductible. Or think about a finished basement used as a home office. A sump pump fails during a power outage, water seeps in, and flooring and work equipment are damaged. Rare, yes, but expensive when it happens. The endorsement isn't about frequency, it's about severity. You pay a modest premium increase, often $50 to $100 a year, to protect against a loss that can easily cost several times that in a single event. Now shift your focus from systems to belongings. Think about valuables in your home: an engagement ring passed down through a family, a watch collection you've built over time. Day to day, they sit safely in a drawer or a safe and nothing happens. But life isn't lived in a vacuum. You travel, you host gatherings. Sometimes things go missing. Standard homeowners policies do cover personal property, but they also impose sublimits on high value categories like jewelry, watches, or silverware. That limit might be $1,500 per item or $5,000 total. If a ring is worth $10,000, only part of that loss is covered. Scheduling those items as an endorsement means listing them individually, getting appraisals, and insuring them for full value. Coverage is usually broader too, often including mysterious disappearance. If you lose an earring at the gym, coverage applies even without proof of theft. Imagine wearing an heirloom necklace to a family wedding. Somewhere between the ceremony and the reception, it disappears. Without scheduling, coverage may be limited or excluded entirely. With it, you provide the appraisal and are reimbursed for the full insured amount based on the terms you selected. The trade off is a bit of upfront paperwork and a premium tied to value, but it ensures your coverage reflects what you actually own. The same concept applies to specialized equipment. If you have a home studio with expensive camera gear for a side business, a kitchen fire from a faulty appliance can quickly destroy that investment. Base coverage can hit category limits fast. Scheduling ensures replacement without disruption, so you're not sidelined financially. Now let's talk about the structure itself: the roof, walls, and framing that hold everything together. Most years, maintenance is minor, but when hail shatters windows or a tree branch punches through the roof during high winds, rebuilding costs matter. Your dwelling coverage responds, but if construction costs have climbed since your policy was last updated, you can come up short. Extended replacement cost addresses that gap by increasing coverage above the stated limit, often by 20 to 50%. Suppose your home has a $200,000 dwelling limit, but rebuilding after a kitchen fire now costs $250,000 due to labor and material increases. Without the extension, you pay that difference. With the extension, the policy absorbs the overrun so that you can rebuild to the same standard. This becomes even more important when building codes change. After a loss, repairs often trigger new requirements. updated wiring, insulation, or fire-resistant materials. A standard policy covers the damage itself, not the cost of bringing the home up to current code. An ordinance or law endorsement fills that gap. For example, an electrical fire in an older attic may be contained, but rebuilding requires modern upgrades mandated by local regulations. Without the endorsement, these costs fall on you. With it, the policy covers required improvements, leaving you with a safer, compliant home instead of an unexpected financial strain. Finally, consider the utility lines running to your house: water, sewer, power, buried underground, and out of sight. Most of the time, they work without issue, but tree roots, soil movement, or freezes can cause breaks. The portion on your property is typically your responsibility, and standard homeowners insurance does not cover excavation to repair it. A service line endorsement does. Picture losing water pressure one morning because a line breaks under your driveway. Repairs and trenching total $5,000. Without coverage, that's on you. With it, the repair and restoration are handled up to the policy limit. Premiums are usually modest, often under $100 a year, making it a practical safeguard for homes on aging infrastructure. Here's the common thread through all of this. Most homeowners are not underinsured, they're under-endorsed. The base policy handles major disasters. Endorsements handle how real homes actually function day to day. So think about how your household operates, where water flows, what valuables you rely on, how old your structure is, and what systems sit underground. If those realities create exposure, endorsements like water backup, scheduled property, extended replacement cost, ordinance coverage, or service line protection can close the gap between inconvenience and financial disruption. If this breakdown helped clarify things, give it a like or subscribe for more practical explanations. And if you've got a specific home setup in mind, feel free to drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching.